ja siis ma palun Malte Schmidthals, kes on siis IZT ehk Institute for Future Studies and Technology Assessment Berliinist tulnud meile rääkima ja on rahvusvahelise kliimasõbralike kooliköökide projekti peakoordinaator. Ja see nimetus, mis ma siin enne inglise keeles ütlesin, kõlab eesti keeles nii: Tulevikuuuringute ja tehnoloogia hindamise instituut on see ITC, kus Malte töötab. Ja just tema kaudu jõudis kliimasõbralike kooliköökide projekt Eestisse ja see, et see jõudis siia Eestisse, on ka põhjus, et meil täna on siin see konverents ja me oleme saanud kokku tulla. Ja Malte räägib inglise keeles, ma pärast teen eesti keeles lühikese kokkuvõtte, et pidage vastu, kes inglise keelt nii hästi ei oska. Palun.
Yeah, many thanks for introducing me. Yes, hello dear guests. Welcome in the name of the CLIKIS network. My name is, as mentioned, Malte Schmidthals. I'm looking forward to this conference. Today we will deal with sustainable school meals. Fortunately, sustainable food is not that complicated because health, as well as environmental and climate friendliness, can easily be combined. And this will be the main topic of today. And before the introduction of my institute and the CLIKIS project, I would like to thank you all for participating. And I especially want to thank Marilyn and her team from Estonian Green Movement, as well as the organizers from Meatless Tuesdays and Green School Network for the great job of preparing this conference. Okay, now some short words to our institute. It was founded in 1981 in Berlin and now is one of the leading institutions for scientific futures research in Germany. We analyze trends and new technology. We support decision makers in politics, business, as well as in general society with future-oriented studies. And last but not least, we make sure to disseminate the knowledge and the awareness of sustainability, e.g. in educational projects like CLIKIS, so like our project here, at all levels of education. And well, I work in this education and digital media department of IZT. We develop didactic concepts, lessons, and school materials for ESD in general education. We also produce materials for vocational orientation, so when the students have to decide what they want to do after school, and vocational training. We do advanced training in energy consulting and in climate-friendly food, which also belongs, for example, to CLIKIS. And to make education more exciting, we develop and organize educational games and work camps for youth. But now let's start with what we're actually here for. You see the meaning of the economic sectors in climate change. So which sector is producing how many or how much climate gas? You see this orange part, almost a quarter, is from agriculture, forestry, and other land use. But if you have a look through this 24%, you will find that almost all of this is agriculture, because land use emissions mainly come from land that is used for agriculture, and forests only emit greenhouse gases when they cut off. And they usually are cleared because we need land for agriculture. And if you have a closer look to the other sectors like transportation, industry, and electricity production, you will find that small shares of these other sectors also belong to nutrition, because you will have electricity use in your kitchen, you will have general food industry as a part of general industry, and of course transportation also is used to transport food. So altogether it's much more than 1/4 of all greenhouse gases international that are directly connected to food. Now, we work in schools and school kitchens, and so we have calculated the GHG emissions of an average primary school in Berlin. And if you see it, catering is almost a third, and it is a bit less than heating, short after heating, so heating is a bit more than a third. And catering means the canteen, and as well as cafeteria, which most schools have. And after catering, mobility follows, which is a daily way to school, as well as school trips. And all the other parts, so water, waste, procurement, are only small shares. And even electric current is not that much, a bit more than 10%. So you see, if you have a school, the two main parts are heating and eating. That's, of course, if you have a vocational school with heavy machinery, then you have more electricity and so on. So this is primary school, which in Berlin means classes 1 to 6. So when did we start to deal with the subject? Well, it was in the year 2015, and then 2016 we have the first big project. And it was rather new, because before this, we had a long time working with climate problems, but never connected to food, although people know that is an important thing. But we started the first big project, and this was really a new project, not only for us, but in Germany altogether, started 2016. It was on schools, food and climate change, and called KIKS, which means like climate and energy efficient kitchen and schools. So the German short word is similar to the English. And it deals with the 3 parts, ingredients, so the food stuff, what do we eat, the energy efficiency in the kitchen, as well as food waste. And the KIKS approach is, of course, at first to analyze this different parts of climate problems with food. We really had to learn. We analyze the ingredients, the kitchen processes, and what about the food waste, where does it come from, how much is it? And then we developed measures to reduce GHG emissions out of these 3 areas. And we produced information materials for all kinds of actors, so all people connected with school food like you are, people like you. And we did practical education for chefs, for caterers, for vocational schools. And later in the project, we invited or developed a methodology to introduce the KIKS approach to new schools, to new caterers, to local governments who are running the schools. And the idea of CLIKIS is to adapt this methodology to other European countries, and our partners like EGM then spread it in their country. Okay, we even get a nice small award for this project. It was awarded by the Monumentum for Change, so it's a prize from the United Nations, and it was presented at the COP conference in Poland. So we are very happy to get this international, gratification, so to say. So who is a CLIKIS project? Well, in the moment, we mainly work in CLIKIS with 3 countries. There is our Croatian partner, Red Fork. They have a main project called Healthy Food, and they include this climate problem into their work on healthy food. Then, of course, we have Estonia with EGM, with a broad network organizing this conference, and I don't have to say more because you all know, you are here. And then, of course, our IZT in Germany with our partners in diverse kind of CLIKIS projects. And as you see, we don't only work practically in the schools and the kitchens, but also build this European network. We want to exchange ideas. We want to learn from each other, and especially we want to discuss how to overcome resistance, and you always will find resistance if you want to change eating habits. Of course, I mean, it's clear nobody wants to eat because some scientific person tells them what to eat. It's a bad idea, so we have to think for other possibilities. And, well, I think this network will be a network of regional and national networks because the actual work always has to be done in your mother tongue. You cannot go into the school kitchen and do teaching in English. It makes no sense, at least not in Germany. And it is all, most of it has to be practically, not only theoretical. It doesn't matter which language. So, yeah. But as you see, we now have 30 members, mainly in these 3 countries, but 2 others. And I would like you, or I'd like the network to grow, so please join our network. Well, thank you for your participation. I wish you an exciting and informative conference.
Thank you so much, Malte. I will now tell it in Estonian, and then we have time for 1-2 questions, I hope. Lühike kokkuvõte sellest ettekandest eesti keeles, kui kõik ei saanud võib-olla päris kõigest aru. IZT, kus Malte töötab, on rajatud aastal 1981 ja on üks Euroopa juhtivatest tulevikutehnoloogiate uurimisasutustest, mille eesmärgiks on suure ühiskondliku kasuga tulevikule orienteeritud projektide arendamine. Ja oma uurimuste abil edendab IZT innovaatiliste keskkonnasäästlike toodete, protsesside ja teenuste arengut majanduses ja poliitikas, toetades ühelt poolt poliitikakujundajaid, teiselt poolt ettevõtteid ja kokkuvõttes kogu ühiskonda. Toidu tootmine ja tarbimine moodustab üle 24% globaalsest kasvuhoonegaaside heitmest. Maltel oli siin ettekandes ka üks diagramm selle kohta. Ja seetõttu on seda teemat väga oluline eraldi vaadata. Kliimasõbralike kooliköökide projektid said alguse juba 2016. aastal. Eesmärgiga määrata kindlaks kasvuhoonegaaside heitkogused koolide toitlustamisel ja sellega seotud võimalused säästupotentsiaali ärakasutamiseks. Ja nende projektide käigus töötati välja niinimetatud CLIKIS-metoodika, mis vaatab kooliköögi kliimamõju siis hästi laias spektris, hõlmates nii menüü, seadmete, energiakasutuse kui ka toidu raiskamise teemad. Esimesed CLIKIS-projektid said ka auhinnatud ÜRO kliimamuutuste raamkonventsiooni rahvusvahelise Momentum for Change auhinnaga, ehk siis muutuste käivitamise auhind võiks see olla eesti keeles. Esimesele CLIKIS-projektile on praeguseks järgnenud kooliköökide analüüsid muudes Saksamaa piirkondades ja teistes riikides, näiteks Poolas, Horvaatias ja nüüd ka Eestis, millest Marilyn kohe varsti räägib. Ja kokku on analüüsitud juba üle 100 köögi ja loodud siis ka selline võrgustik, millega kõik huvilised saavad liituda. See on seesama, mida ma enne mainisin, et see avaldus on seal eeslaua peal.